Alright everybody, welcome in for console commands for dummies. YouTube doesn't like me to use naughty words in the first 30 seconds of videos. Blame Google, don't blame me. I am the Valkyrie, and welcome into everything you need to know about console commands. These commands are for PC users. I don't know if they will translate to console users, so your mileage may vary. Sorry. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and deal with some basic keyboard commands. So if at any point you think your game's running a little slow, you can hit F8 and it'll bring up that handy little window to bring up your frames per second counter. I'll leave that up for the time being. You can also disable your HUD by hitting F7. And if you want to get rid of that crosshairs, just hit it again. Now, if you want to get rid of that annoying little bastard in the corner, you can hit F1 and type version UI and get rid of it. Boop, boop. There you go. Now all you got left is your hands. But in order to get rid of that, you're going to have to hit F1 and type DM to turn on the debug menu. That unlocks all of the rest of these commands. Now, I'm sure if you've come to this video, you probably knew all of that by now. Most of it anyway. But once you are in debug mode, that brings up all of these commands as well. We can make ourselves invisible. While you're invisible, zombies cannot hear you, cannot see you, players cannot see you, players cannot hear you. You're like a ghost in the night, or a fart in a church. While you're in debug menu, you can hit Q to turn on God mode. While you're in God mode, you will run at God speed. Also in God mode, if you look at something and you hit Shift Q, you will teleport 100 meters closer to whatever block you are pointing at. Unless you are within 100 blocks, in which case, you will simply teleport on top of it. Couple of handy tools while you are in debug mode. You ever want to stop a zombie in his tracks? Well, all you have to do is hit the asterisk key on your number pad. And that will disable all zombie AIs. They will stand there. Regardless of what you do to them, they will not respond. They will just stand there. You ever wonder what he's thinking? You can turn on this menu by hitting the 0 button on your number pad. And it tells you his name, his health, what he wants to do, what he wants to see. Let's go ahead and turn on his AI. There's a lot of information in here, and I am just not going to get into that just now. That's going to be a more detailed, specific tutorial some other time. Now, when you're in the debug menu, there is only one console command that you need to know in order to unlock all other console commands. And that is in here, you are going to type HELP, help. And it's going to bring up this list of all of the other console commands. There's about 150 of them, and it is not possible for me to talk about every single one of these in detail in a single video without me bashing my face against the wall. So I won't be doing that. I will, however, be touching on some commands that I use pretty regularly, both as a YouTuber and as a system administrator on a multiplayer server. The first one, and the biggest one, being CM, which activates the creative menu, which you can open and close with the U button on your keyboard. This brings up every single item, every single weapon, tool, block, furniture, loot box, magazine in the game. Additionally, it allows you access to the developer tools. Now, in earlier versions of the game, you actually had to edit the XML files in order to get access to the purple digging tool, or the God hammer, or the kill anything gun. However, as of 2.0, they are now included in the creative menu. All you need to do is type admin and then click on this to turn on your developer blocks. And here they all are, right here. There's your super digger, your instant death pistol, your paint anything paintbrush, and let's be honest, if you're pulling them out, those are the three you're going to be needing. The next command that we are going to touch on is giving yourself some experience. When using this command, you can consult a table such as this and figure out exactly how much experience you have to figure out how much experience you need to gain an additional level. Or you can wing it. So we are going to type Giveselfxp and then a number, something, a nice round number, let's say 1,000,000. There you go. Now we're level 36. I'm not going to spend any of those points. Why do I need to spend points? I am a god. Let's touch on another command. A command that I don't actually use very frequently, but something that I have seen a lot of people request more information on. The command is Giveself Item name, quality level, how many, put item in inventory, true or false, spawn with mods, true or false. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, spawn with mods, doesn't matter if you say true, doesn't matter if you say false. But it does expect you to put that in, true or false. I do not know, but I believe that is a holdover from earlier versions of the game where a completed weapon had either a flashlight mod attached or had no flashlight. And that is what it is expecting. If you say spawn with mods true, it spawns you a plain item with no mods. If you say spawn with mods false, it spawns with no mods. So the item name is a little tricky. What I always tell people who are trying to get this command to work is to simply open up the creative menu and pick the item that you want. Say, for example, you are trying to get a nail gun. There you go. There's a nail gun. But let's suppose that you want a nail gun and you don't want to do the easy way. And for some reason, you really want to do it the hard way. So first, you are going to need the item's name. And you find that out right here. The item name for nail gun is Melee Tool Repair T3 Nail Gun. Whereas the item name for M60 is Gun MGT 3M60. Let's throw away our nail gun. Now, suppose that I want to give myself a level 3 nail gun. So, I am going to type Giveself Melee Tool Repair T3 Nail Gun. Quality level, and it wants a number between 1 through 6, so I'm going to give myself a 3 for a quality 3 nail gun. I want 4 of them. I want it in my inventory, true, with mods, without mods, doesn't fucking matter, so let's just say false. Executing command. I now have 4 level 3 nail guns. This works for anything, but in order to find the item name, you still have to open the creative menu, so you might as well just pull it out of the creative menu. I personally don't know why anybody needs to know this information, but here you are. Let's suppose I want a supercharger mod. That is this. Item name, mod vehicle supercharger. So, Giveself, I want 5 of them. In my inventory, true. Didn't work. Quality 1, number 5, inventory true, with mods, false. I have to give a value for every single one, even if it doesn't make any sense. There are a lot of commands that you can enter that require a value for every item, even if it doesn't make any sense. There's no such thing as a quality 3 supercharger. There's no such thing as a modded supercharger, but I still have to put in quality level 1 with mods false. Let's go with another handy keyboard command in the debug mode is F6, which will open your zombie spawner. Lots and lots of demolishers. Don't want them wandering away, so let's turn off their AI. But I don't want these guys anymore. So I'm going to type kill all. The kill all command will kill every zombie on the map next to any player. The kill all command, I recommend using it in single player because when you use it on multiplayer, it kind of fucks over everybody on the server. Or saves everybody on the server. So use it how you will. So there are 2 more commands that I want to have a touch on, and they are both pretty much the same command, and that is teleport and teleport player. Now, let's open up the map. You may have noticed these numbers. These are your XY coordinates within the map of whatever world you're playing on. I am playing on Navigaine. After a while, you can learn how to read these numbers with this chart that I am putting on the screen now. As you can see, north is the Y positive value, south is the Y negative value, east is the X positive value, and west is the X negative value. So just to make this a little bit easier to understand, let's go ahead and type TP0000. Those are O's. Let's go ahead and type TP0000. That is going to teleport us to the center of the map, which is right here. The Crisp Residence. An appropriately named house. I've actually remodeled this house. It makes quite a cozy place. Fixed up. Anyway, this axis is the Y positive. This axis is the Y negative. This axis is the X positive. And this axis is the X negative. So if you want to teleport somewhere specific, let's say to this point right here, right where my cursor is at, you see those coordinates are 492 west and 462 north. The way that is expressed in the XY coordinates, negative 492, Y coordinates 462. I am in a tree. Oh. Suppose I want to come over to here. These numbers, 1694 east by 2035 south, would be expressed by X 1694 Y negative 2035. Desert. When using this command, you can also put in a Z coordinate, which will be your altitude. Now, since I am not on a multiplayer server just at the moment, I cannot actually show you the teleport player command precisely. But the teleport player command, much like the Giveself Item command, requires certain values. It requires an X value, a Y value, and a Z value. And it is expressed like this: X, Z, Y. When you are teleporting another player, say for example, out of a hazardous situation, a go-to of mine is to teleport them to Z level 40. So let's say, assume I'm typing in teleport somebody else. So that's going to be X0, altitude 40, 0, 0. Well, that teleports me under the world, but I pop out right on top. Also, for the teleport other player command, you can force them to face one direction by typing an N, an S, an E, or a W to have them face in those appropriate cardinal directions. And if you need me to tell you which letter goes with which directions, then this video really is for you. The teleport command used in this way on a multiplayer server is a handy tool used to murder people at a distance. Let's suppose you are a system administrator and you want to kill somebody, but you don't want to go out and do it yourself. So you would type teleport player, their name spelled precisely. You would then type an X coordinate, and then you would type the Z coordinate. Let's put in the Z coordinate 250, and then the X coordinate. It's not the fall that kills you. It's the sudden stop. Well, I hope you were able to find some useful information in this video. If it was a bit truncated, I obviously cannot cover all 150 console commands, but with a little bit of experimentation and liberal use of the help command, you should very soon be an expert, or at least an acolyte of console commands in 7 Days to Die. If there are any commands that you are still having trouble with, please leave a message down in the comments section and I will try to do a follow-up video on any commands that people are having difficulty with. The last piece of general advice that I will give is do not try these console commands for the first time in any world that you care about. It is very easy to enter a command and fuck up your entire world. Make a backup. So, I hope you were able to learn something from this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come around again and see my dumbass talk into my stupid microphone for a little bit more.